In the eyes of many people, the refrigerator is considered omnipotent. As long as it's food, anything can be thrown in. Vegetables, fruits, meats, grains, and various other foods are crammed into the refrigerator. However, this is a very unhealthy habit. While refrigerators have the function of preserving food, they don't freeze time, nor do they keep food constantly fresh. The low temperature of the refrigerator only delays the time it takes for food to spoil. However, putting some foods in the refrigerator not only fails to preserve them but actually accelerates their spoilage, leading to the production of carcinogens. 1. Starch staple foods and nuts/grains. Many people like to put unfinished staple foods or nuts in the fridge, such as bread, peanuts, rice, etc. However, this can speed up the food's drying and spoilage. Long-term storage can lead to the production of aflatoxin, a highly toxic substance that is carcinogenic. 2. Chopsticks and cutting boards. Chopsticks and cutting boards are mostly made of wood. In Guangdong's hot and humid climate, improper storage can indeed lead to mold growth. However, generating aflatoxin is not easy. Wood itself is not a preferred environment for mold growth, but if rice, corn, or other grains stick to chopsticks and cutting boards and are not washed for a long time, it can provide abundant nutrients for mold, increasing the risk of producing aflatoxin. To avoid contact with aflatoxin in daily life, it's recommended not to excessively save food. If food shows signs of mold, it should be discarded. If accidentally consumed, such as bitter nuts, it should be spat out entirely and the mouth rinsed. Additionally, it's advisable not to store too many dried fruits and grains at home. If necessary, ensure proper ventilation and dryness to prevent mold. Kitchen utensils such as chopsticks and cutting boards should be cleaned and replaced regularly. 3. Green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables stored in the refrigerator not only deteriorate in taste but also easily mold. Especially susceptible are green leafy vegetables, which, when refrigerated, not only fail to preserve freshness but also accelerate decay. This can lead to the production of toxic nitrites due to bacterial and enzymatic action. Nitrosamines, a type of nitrite, are one of the world's 3 recognized potent carcinogens. 4. Tropical fruits. Tropical fruits like bananas, lychees, and mangoes are best stored at temperatures above 8 degrees Celsius, with 10 to 13 degrees Celsius being optimal. Tropical fruits are sensitive to cold. Storing them in the refrigerator can cause them to freeze, resulting in nutrient loss and faster spoilage. Even if stored at low temperatures in the refrigerator, rotting fruits can still produce toxic substances that can cause kidney edema, metabolic disorders, and even cancer. Don't treat the refrigerator as a universal storage device. Food is best eaten fresh. If you don't want to waste, try to buy and cook as needed. Only in this way can you avoid giving fungi and toxins a chance to thrive. Uncooked food can be stored in a cool, ventilated, and dry place. How to prevent gastric cancer. Prevention of gastric cancer has 3 implications, including primary prevention, secondary prevention, and tertiary prevention. Primary prevention involves preventing causative factors. The most important aspects are proper diet and infection control. The occurrence of gastric cancer is closely related to unhealthy dietary habits. Professor Chen Xiaobing summarizes this as 8 words: coarse, hard, scalding, moldy, flat, and sour pickled vegetables. Coarse and hard refer to overly rough and hard food, which was common in areas of past poverty. Although our living standards have improved significantly, dietary habits have not changed. Scalding refers to foods cooked at high temperatures, especially those above 65 to 70 degrees Celsius. High-temperature foods directly damage the mucous membranes of the esophagus and stomach, leading to a high incidence of esophageal and gastric cancers. As the pace of society accelerates, many people eat hastily, which is detrimental to health. Healthy eating should strive for smaller, more frequent meals, and thorough chewing. Moldy foods contain harmful bacteria and metabolites, potentially causing food poisoning or even cancer. Sour pickled vegetables contain nitrites and are part of a high-sodium diet, which increases the risk of hypertension and various gastric diseases, including gastritis, gastric ulcers, and gastric cancer. How to achieve a reasonable diet? First, avoid the aforementioned 8 aspects and correct unhealthy dietary habits. Professor Chen Xiaobing recommends the 3 more, 3 less principle: eat more vegetables and fruits, eat more coarse grains, and supplement calcium, eat less salt, sugar, and oil. How to detect gastric cancer early? The current situation of gastric cancer in China includes a late onset, low early diagnosis rate, high metastasis rate, high mortality rate, low radical resection rate, and low 5-year survival rate. Gastric cancer stages range from out of 4, with stage A being the earliest and stage 4 being the latest. Early gastric cancer typically presents with no typical symptoms, making diagnosis challenging. Regular habits, healthy dietary habits, and active screening, especially standardized gastroscopy screening, can significantly improve the early diagnosis rate of gastric cancer and treatment outcomes. Why skipping breakfast is harmful. Skipping breakfast affects gastrointestinal and heart health and may lead to obesity, memory decline, decreased work efficiency, malnutrition, and increased risk of gallstones and heart disease. Breakfast is essential for providing energy and nutrients after a long fasting period, and skipping it disrupts metabolism and can lead to weight gain. Certain types of breakfast, such as fried foods, porridge with excessive salt, and bread-based meals, are not recommended due to their high calorie, low nutrient density, and potential negative effects on blood pressure and blood sugar. In summary, skipping breakfast is detrimental to health and can lead to various complications. It's essential to establish regular eating habits and consume a balanced breakfast for optimal health.